story that has surprised me, so I'm sure it's going to surprise you all as well. Motorola has gone all out, absolutely aggressive with the new Moto E. And now to tell you the new Moto story, we have with us Mr. Nimish Dubey from My Mobile magazine.
Yeah, hi. Well, this is the Moto E, just launched. And if you thought the Moto G was something special, well, this is something even better. The price is astonishing, 6,999 rupees. Now at that price you would say, what can you get? Well, here it is. So here is a new Moto E. A 4.3-inch display of 960 x 540 resolution. Some might complain that it's not being 720p, but at this price, hey, it's not a bad deal at all. The innards are very impressive. We have got a 1.2 GHz Qualcomm dual-core processor here, 1 GB RAM, 4 GB of storage, and expandable memory. That was something that was not there in the Moto G or the Moto X either. The Moto E has expandable memory. The covers are colorful, and in what seems to be, shall we say, a leaf taken from the Lumia, they are swappable, so you can put different covers on it. You've got a 5 megapixel camera here. You have 3G connectivity. You have dual SIM connectivity. You've got Wi-Fi. You've got Bluetooth. You've got the works in a body that Motorola says is water and scratch resistant. On first glance, the Moto E seems to have been built on rather sturdy lines. This is a very solid feeling phone. It's plastic, glass, shades of the Moto G, not the slimmest, but you don't get cell phone anorexia at this price. It's very solidly built. We are told it is scratch resistant and it's water resistant. So that is excellent for Indian conditions. The operating system, the software on this is Android KitKat 4.4. The same as in the Moto G. It's the latest version of Android on a device that costs rupees 6,990 rupees. Formidable. Especially when you consider that this is stock Android. There are no overlays, there are no skins to spoil your experience at all. Solid lines, great price, latest software, 6,990 rupees. How much would I rate this? On a scale of 1 to 10, a very solid 8.5.
Now that was an affordable, brilliant smartphone. But I know you guys have questions, so bring them on.
Motorola has seen quite a bit of success with the Moto X and the Moto G. Do you think this success will translate into the Moto E?
Well, Samir, it's very, very likely that they'll get a good deal of success with the Moto E as well, because they have repeated the same formula this on the Moto G, where we said we had very good hardware specifications at a price that was relatively low. I won't call it a killer price because we really don't know how it will perform, but the specifications that you have, a dual-core processor, a 4.3-inch display, 1 GB RAM, 6,999, in a market that's as price-sensitive as India, I would say yes, the Moto E has every chance of being a success.
Also tell us, the Moto E will be exclusively available only on Flipkart. How do you think that Motorola benefits from this deal with Flipkart?
Well, Adamya, the most obvious advantage for Motorola is that, well, they have just, the mobility business has been sold to Lenovo, so they don't have to get into the entire infrastructure business. They don't have to open showrooms. What they have is a very reliable e-tailer, perhaps India's most reliable e-tailer, selling their device exclusively. A lot of people trust Flipkart. Motorola doesn't have to get into the whole business of hiring a sales team, getting salespersons, showrooms, billboards and all that. They can just focus on selling the phone. I think that's the biggest advantage that Motorola has going the e-shopping way.
Nimish, how do you think that the consumers will perceive this product as Motorola is no more a Google company but taken over by Lenovo? From one phone to another, from Motorola to Nokia, bring it on, Adamya.
Well, that was a great story, but I've got a brand new phone on my plate. I'm here at the launch of the Nokia Lumia 630. First ever dual SIM Windows phone. But I won't give away much because I have Clinton Jeff with me, who's gonna give you a hands-on review of this Novo device.
This is the Nokia Lumia 630. It's a really solid phone, 4.5-inch display, 5 megapixel camera at the back, quad-core processor inside, all for the nice price of 10,500 rupees or 11,500 if you want the dual SIM version. That's the most exciting thing about this. This is the first dual SIM Windows phone, which means at a very affordable price, you're getting a really fast phone that's really solid build quality. And you know that it's going to be fast because it does run Windows Phone, which is the fastest operating system right now, at least at this price point. Because it has dual SIM cards, you can have both SIM cards running at the same time and they work fine. You also have separate tiles for each of your SIM cards. You have a tile for SIM card number 1, you have another tile for SIM card number 2, even separate messaging hubs. So you know that, okay, this is where my first number is and these are all the calls I made with it. And you also know separately, okay, this is my second number and these are the calls and messages I made with that. Now, apart from being the first dual SIM Windows Phone, it's also the first Windows Phone 8.1 device launched in India. Now, Windows Phone 8.1 brings a lot of very cool stuff. For one thing, you have this cool new notification center, so you can get all your notifications in one place, and you have toggles to your data, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth. But you also have the ability to set anything you want as a wallpaper to your tiles. So now if you have a picture of a loved one or a really nice scenery, you can set it as a background. And as you see, when you're scrolling around, you'll see that nice little effect when you're scrolling through the wallpaper right over there. And that looks very cool. So it does mean that Windows Phone is a very personal operating system right now because you get to personalize it according to how you want. Now, apart from all of that, there's also the camera. You have a 5-megapixel camera and you have Nokia's amazing camera app, which actually gives you a lot of functionality on how to use and push that camera. For example, even on a 5-megapixel camera, you have the ability to manually focus, for example. And that's very cool because it comes in really useful when you want to be really creative. You also have a whole bunch of ISO settings and a lot of things that you can tweak. And keep in mind, this is a really affordable phone. So the ability to tweak all of this on a camera, and like I said, camera quality is also really good and it's really fast. So you can take a picture really quickly. So the camera is also very impressive. You also have this thing called Nokia Mix Radio. Nokia Mix Radio is a very cool application that gives you free streaming music on your Lumia 630. With the 630, you can play all these playlists. For example, you have most played Bollywood. You hit that button and it will tell you that, okay, you know, if you're using it on a mobile phone connection, you will be charged. Or if you use it on Wi-Fi, it's better. And you hit OK, and you're playing music right over there. So likewise, you have a lot of free music that you can stream. You can set up your own playlist, for example. And this is all free streaming music that comes free with your Nokia 630. Now, just to give you an idea of the hardware, you no longer have a camera button, but you do have this nice screen lock button over here and volume keys right over here, so you can control it. They're very nice and easy to press. You also have a 3.5mm audio jack right over there for your headphones. And at the bottom, you have a lone micro USB charging port. At the back, you have that 5-megapixel camera I told you about. No flash, unfortunately, but the camera quality is still pretty good. Now, as you can see, you have it in a bright green color, but the Nokia Lumia 630 also comes in white, black, and this very nice shade of orange as well. All in all, for rupees 11,500 for the dual SIM version or 10,500 for the single SIM version, I think this is a really good phone for that price range because you do get the abilities of dual SIM and Windows Phone's fast UI, all at a very, very affordable price point.
Well, that was a fantastic hands-on review, Clinton, but I'm sure my curious colleagues have a lot of questions, so fire away, guys.
Clinton, the hardware of the phone is at par with the competition. Do you think with the Windows 8.1 update, Windows is now capable to take on the Android operating system? Will we finally see the rise of the Windows Phone?
I think so, because now you have a quad-core phone available for around the 10,000 rupee mark. And you have all the features that you want in a cheap, affordable smartphone. Because now Windows 8.1 allows you to have a notification center, so all your notifications appear in one place. It allows you to customize it way more than before. I think Windows Phone is finally at par with the competition.
Clinton, don't you think that the low-cost Lumias will eat into the shares of Nokia X and the Asha lineup?
I think so, because at the end of the day, Windows Phone is faster and it is a smartphone operating system. Asha, by example, is not as smart as Windows Phone. Even Nokia X's abilities, they have more apps, but it's again not as fast as Nokia's Windows phones. So I think the low-cost Lumias will start to eat away at that segment slowly.
Now it's time for my question. Clinton, tell me, how does this phone compare to the Moto G and the Zolo Q1100?
Well, for one thing, it's slightly cheaper, which is good, because you get almost all the features of those phones, but on a slightly slightly cheaper price point. It's also running Windows Phone 8.1, which is almost equal to Android. Of course, you do get some more advantages, you get more apps with Android, but if you want something really fast, that's where Windows Phone really helps out. And it's also really reliable, the build quality is really solid. So at that price point, you're getting a solid dual SIM Windows Phone, which is fast. So there are pros and cons, but mostly pros at this point.